Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Ignite with Mwangala, with me, Mwangala Chakalashi Santos. Now remember, the objective of this show is to bring you stories that are meant to inspire you, particularly in this time when the whole world is being faced with a pandemic. Now, the guest on my show is somebody I've known for a very long time through his businesses. When I came to Lusaka, the first thing that mattered for me was transportation, and he is the proprietor of Flash buses, well known as Capital Buses. He is no other than Mr. Ishmael Kankara. Mr. Kankara, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now, in my opening remarks, I've just told you that, when I moved to Lusaka, and you need to move from point A to point B, the first bus that would come to mind was Flash buses, and you are the man behind Flash buses. How did that all start?
Oof, it's a long story.
We'll try and cut it short.
I was staying in United Kingdom.
Yeah.
I had a shop in Kateti first, Eastern Province, and my third-born child was born with a problem with the liver. So we had no choice but to go to UK, and because my parents had British passport, and I rushed there. The doctors told me that I have to stay over. She was operated on. She stayed in hospital for 2 years. She started growing. 6, 7, 8 years later, about 7 years later, the doctors said, okay, we're only going to see her once every 6 months now. So immediately he said that. I asked him that, can I go and stay in Zambia, because that's where I come from and I want to go back home. I don't like it here.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, as long as you send your child every 6 months. I said, fine. And that time there was British Airways, you could send your child alone. And I had relatives there, so they could assist. So I decided to say, okay. I told my wife, I'm going for a holiday, just 3 weeks. I'm going to Zambia to check things out. I'll be back soon. I came over with a friend who passed away 5 years ago. And when we came here, we saw that the MMD government had just opened the transport sector to the public, to everybody. And my nephew encouraged me and inspired me. He's much younger than me. He says, Uncle, try this business. So I said, fine. When I went back after the holiday, immediately I started looking for buses. I thought of choosing Ford Transit. I liked them. They were a bit bigger. So, and comfortable. So we decided, we bought one. And you know how we bought that bus? We were on the road, on the street, just moving around with my friend, my partner, my late partner. And I saw a bus. And I asked my partner, how about this one? He says, yeah, this is the type we want. I said, yeah, fine. So we followed him. He was an old man driving it, a pensioner. He parked by the pub. We followed him. I went there. I shouted from the window in the Cockney English, the English. Excuse me, mate, is this bus for sale? He said, yes, if the price is right. And to tell you the truth, I didn't even know what the prices were.
Yeah.
I was not an expert. My partner was a mechanic, but he knew a little bit. So I got out of the vehicle, I looked at it, I said, how much do you want? So he mentioned the price. I said, no, that's too much. So he came down. We negotiated. He says, okay, you cannot have the bus right now because I need it over the weekend. So in the morning, Monday morning, you can have it. So, but you have to pay me a deposit. Obviously, I wanted to drink some in the pub. So I took out a 20-pound note and I gave it to him. And I said, I'm trusting you. Give us your number. Monday we exchange. He said, okay. We left, we went. On the way, I don't know what happened to me. I said to my partner, do you have any cash, that amount in your bank account? He said, yes. I said, let's go get it out. He said, why? I said, trust me. And he used to trust me, and we used to trust each other.
Yeah.
We went to the bank, he removed the money, that amount. We came back to the pub. I went inside, I got him out. I said, look, we need the bus now. He says, why? He said, no, I need the bus now. He says, no, but I need it over the weekend. I said, listen, we've paid you enough money. I know we have paid you more than the market value. I just had that feeling. You can always hire another bus.
Yeah.
and don't let that cell go. Because if I see another one, I know I've given you 20 pounds.
Yeah.
I'll go and buy the other one. He got enticed. He said, okay, but you'll lose your deposit. I said, fine. So immediately we bought the bus, and there it's very easy because you just exchange documents and you just post it, and we took it. We parked it in the house, on the street opposite my house, and we were sitting in my friend's car, and I told him, now you've got one leg in Zambia. Because he was also ex-Zambian from Mufulira. I said, now you have no choice, because he was a bit skeptical of coming back to Zambia because he left long time ago and he didn't have many relatives here. I had relatives, I had friends, and he was in Mufulira. He didn't know people in Lusaka or Chipata or things. Anyway, I literally, I should say, forced him. We bought another one like that from the street. Then later on we started looking. We bought 10 buses. Immediately we started loading it with spares, tools. We borrowed some money here and there from relatives. We didn't even have enough money, so we just borrowed here and there. And once the vehicles were shipped, we came over. We had a lot of help. We got other 2 partners in to assist us in money and all that, because we needed money for the shipping and all that. So we brought in 2 more partners, and we started off like that. We bought 2 buses from here, 2 hiaces. We went to South Africa in the 2 hiaces, one hiace. We brought the buses, we started off.
And that's how Flash was born.
Started coming.
And how did you come up with the name Flash?
Well, that's my nickname since I was a child.
Okay.
Don't ask me how. Somebody called me Flash and it stuck on
and that was it. Flash it was. So tell me some of the challenges that you faced, because I know somebody who's watching at home is wondering, how do you just buy a bus like that without a strategic plan, without anything planned ahead? Did you have a plan?
I was, no. I was working for Royal Mail in London. Yeah. I had no choice. I didn't like the country. I still don't like it. There is no country like Zambia. Economically we might not be good, and we might not have ever been good. But the humbleness of the people, the wonderful people of Zambia, you cannot find anywhere in the world. I'll be very, very honest with you. Wow. Here, Mukauka, and you see a person, even if you don't know the person,
it's Mauka. Yeah, true. Yeah.
You see? Now, that word alone is just care. Yeah. Your care. In UK, if you go in a tube, or even your neighbor, all of my bus.
That's it.
All of my. Sometimes they don't even talk to you. You see what I mean? Here, even a stranger. And the other thing is here, a stranger passing through your house, passing through your village, and the people are probably under the tree eating shima or something. Yeah. And even a stranger passes through, Tien, join us. This is what Zambia is all about.
Sure.
And I missed it. Yeah. Because I was in boarding schools. Well, I've done, but not in the boarding actually. I've stayed in a town where there were boarding schools and my friends were there. And I used to go there and relax with them. And I could see the atmosphere amongst the people and the love the Zambian people give each other. We might not have the wealth, but we have the wealth of love.
Exactly.
Economically, we might not be very good, but the togetherness we have, I think, beats everything.
True.
You see? So that is the reason why I said no. Even now, if someone tells me that we are going to pay your trip for the whole world, go around, America, China, here, there, just go. Yeah. Have a good holiday, we'll pay for everything 5-star, you'll go into business class or first class in the planes, I'll refuse. Do you know what I'll say? Just get me 2 weeks in Luangwa, please.
True.
That's how beautiful our country is and people don't realize. And that's how wonderful our people are.
True.
You see?
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't want to go anywhere in the world. Other than Zambia.
Okay. Obviously, you're well traveled, so for you to pick on Zambia, it means you've seen.
I've seen a few countries, yes, here and there, but look, there is no country like Zambia. I'm sorry. If anybody disagrees with me, I'm sorry. This is my strong opinion. Yeah. And I've lived in London, I've been to India, I've been everywhere. Yeah. They might be nice in their own ways in certain areas, you know, but look, every country has that, don't they? Yeah. But we have it all. Yeah. True. We have it all, and the most the most important issue in our country is love. Chikondi.
True.
Because wherever you go, you will not be treated equally.
Yeah. Okay, so what are some of the challenges you faced? I'm sure it wasn't easy for you to be where you are now. And by the way, how many buses do you have? Do you even know?
No, we have about approximately 240 buses.
Wow.
It's tough. Look, we have challenging times. Even before this COVID came in, we have austerity measures.
Yeah.
The government came up with a plan of not subsidizing the fuel. Fine, I'm happy. In fact, I'm a supporter of that because no country can survive on subsidies. I mean, our economy will not grow. Our economy will not grow with subsidies around. We had to go through some austerity measures. We had to tighten our belts in business. It was tough. It is tough. But we have to move on. I mean, basically, we are service providers.
Yeah.
And until we grind to a halt, we have to try. If the day comes where we say, okay, now we cannot afford it, we'll be doing, we won't be doing justice to our workforce, we won't be doing justice to the public. Like, for example, if we have to compromise safety and we are going to endanger people's lives, it means we are not going to do justice to them. If I can't afford to pay my workers or look after them, I'll be doing injustice to them. I would rather they go and seek other greener pastures. So until that time comes, and look, who knows? God knows best. I mean, today you could be doing wonderful, tomorrow you could be a pauper, and then again you could come back up. Life is like that, and God has made it like that, because the sustenance of a human being is not in our human being.
Yeah.
It's not flesh doing this. God is using flesh to do this. So we are believers in God, and we believe that the sustenance comes from Him. You can have one child, you can have 100 children. It's Him who's feeding them through you.
True.
If they are eating at all.
You seem to have a very strong foundation, especially your belief in God. Where did you pick that from?
I'm a Muslim. I was born a Muslim. My parents were Muslims, and I'm not a very good practicing Muslim, but I don't pray 5 times a day, although I'm supposed to. But certain beliefs of mine, of trying to become, and which I try and teach my children as well, and everybody for that matter, is, first of all, God has given us commandments. We have to follow them. Fine. Secondly, He has said to us that you have to become a good human being. Because being a good human being is what God wants us to be. You know, there are certain things you are going to do for yourself. Like, for example, praying. You are doing it between you and your God. But me suppressing your rights, religiously, whether morally or ethically or lawfully, and if I suppress them, then I have sinned. And because you come there and you're a human being and I've upset you or I have suppressed your rights, you might not forgive me before I die. God is great. He's a forgiver. And one day He will forgive. And we know that, and we have that hope. That doesn't mean we shouldn't pray. We should. We should follow His commandments. But personally, I feel if you're a good human being, you will not suppress other people's rights.
Yeah.
So if I don't suppress your rights, no human being's rights, and it will only become between me and my God. But if I've done something to you, I've stolen from you, I've murdered your child, or anything, if I've suppressed your rights in any way for that matter, it means I'm answerable to God, obviously, but you are the stumbling block.
Wow. Now that takes us into a break. And when we come back, I'd like you to share some of the lessons that you've learned from your life experiences. I'm sure you've had a lot of experiences in your life. And what are some of the lessons that you've learned? So I want you to have that thought. When we come back, you take us through that. We take a short break, and when we come back, we continue talking to Mr. Ishmael Kankara. Don't go away.
To advertise on this program and enjoy amazing introductory rates, please call us on +260 211 290959 or +260 211 290912 or +260 953 538 000, or send us an email at loyolazam@gmail.com.
Hello and welcome back. If you're joining us now, I am talking to Mr. Ishmael Kankara, the proprietor of Flash Buses. So if you remember the Flash Buses on the roads, the owner is right here with us on Ignite with Mwangala. So before we went on break, you talked about you have more than 240 buses. Sure. I'm just thinking, is there a limit as to how many you'd like to have?
Well, it depends on what we need as Lusaka. Look, I'm one of the happiest persons that the governments, running governments, starting from MMD, PF, and all the heads of state, have put the transport sector in the private hands, and most importantly, it has empowered our fellow Zambians, indigenous Zambians, black Zambians, and they've made something out of it. I mean, look, majority, I'm probably 0.0001% of the Zambian transport sector. And at the moment, every transporter in Zambia, not only Lusaka, wherever you go, is indigenous black Zambian. Yeah. In the days of UBZ, and before the UBZ days, we don't know. I mean, we weren't even born. But I mean, slowly it has trickled down to our local people, and they've become entrepreneurs. And these were the policies of governments. And Zambian people, the local black Zambian people, have become proper businessmen now. In terms of transport, in terms of other, and which I'm very happy with. Because empowerment policies for every people, I mean, every person on this earth, relative countries, individual countries, always do that. So I'm very, very happy, and we've got a lot of transporters who are individual bus owners. They buy a bus if they've saved some money and they feed their family or they educate their children or something. People like you, probably. A bit of money saved. Yeah. You get a relative who's just loitering. You train him, you put him on the bus, he looks after the bus. You make sure that you are sustaining your family in different ways, education-wise or medical-wise or food-wise, roof-wise, whatever. So, you know, look, it has transformed the whole sector. Yeah. We might not have total understanding and discipline, but then, on the other hand, it is competition by itself. And it helps a lot. Like, for example, imagine the whole Zambia was only Flash and one owner or one company, or probably government run. The terms which are on the streets would have been dictated by only one person. Here, it's different people dictating. Like, for example, if I can afford to drop the fares down, I would drop the fares down. If I can do this, I would be able to do that. You see what I mean? Just to compete. It's a competing world. And obviously, majority of the people who are competing, in fact, most of the people who are competing in Zambia in the transport sector are indigenous Zambians. Yeah. And that's a good sign, because now what we have done is our population, even when they're growing, at least they've got hope. Yeah. That there's a lot of opportunities we have out there. And this is what we need to encourage, because our youngsters, we don't want them to be around in the streets and loitering and behaving badly. So they also need that hope. And we must make sure that we make it easy for them. Because not everybody should have a hard life. I mean, we have had a hard life. When I grew up, we had a very hard life. So why should we try and make it a hard life for everybody? But look, it is fate. It is in God's hands anyway. If He wants a hard life for you, He'll give it to you, regardless, whoever comes to help you. True. Yeah. So, but it is in our hands to try. I mean, God has said, okay, I am going to put these things on earth, but it is your responsibility to find a remedy to it. Whether it's illness, whether it's poverty, whatever it is in the hands of the human being also. We classify it as two-tier system. You pray to Him to make your life easy, or to heal you, or to whatever, for wealth, whatever. On the other hand, you need to try as well. Yeah. That's the remedy He's talking about.
So it's a two-way thing.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you've just said something that is very profound here, which brings me to my question. You know, I know that we go through life sometimes, you know, for us to learn or pick some lessons. So what are some of the lessons that you've learned from your life experiences?
Nothing happens without God's wish. Nothing. I mean, today, if my child dies, who am I? Yeah. You could bring the best doctors in the world to cure my child. But who am I to decide? It's Him. True. Even this COVID, it's Him. Yeah. So He might have brought it here. We don't know. It's God brought it on this earth. He might have brought it to teach us a lesson that, no, you have sinned too much, now repent. True. Who knows?
Do you think we've sinned too much?
Of course we have. We're sinning every day. I'm a big sinner. We're sinning every day. Look at around us.
Yeah.
The whole world is sinning. Look at the wars which we are having, unnecessary deaths all over the world. And look at the countries that are suffering
The most,
tremendously.
Huh? Yeah.
Why do you think I keep saying that in Africa we're relatively lucky? Why? God is looking upon us.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had that wildfire type of COVID,
Exactly.
the way it is happening in Europe and America, and it happened in China. And they have all the resources. I mean, America pumped in $2 trillion just in the businesses. And another 5-6 trillion they must have gone through other expenses. And another few trillion, probably the people must have removed money from the bank accounts and to spend.
To put in, yeah.
So even if it's $10 trillion, that $10 trillion, if it was brought on a plate and given to us in Zambia, we would have had a brand new Zambia. Brand new Zambia. Even this building would have been brand new, state of the art.
Yeah. Because
All the roads would have been beautiful. We would have had a state of the art airports. We would have had every Zambian would have had a beautiful roof over their head and all that. That's what I'm talking about. 10 trillion.
That's a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is assuming. You see. Now, all that money being spent, all that education, all that infrastructure.
And the technology, I mean.
And they are still struggling. And look at us. We don't have anything. God has given us limited resources. But look at us. We have 2 deaths. A few people who got sick, many are out. And I am keeping my fingers crossed and praying to Him, to God, that keep it like that.
Yeah.
Keep it like that.
Yeah, we pray that it remains like this. Now, which also brings me to your association. We've seen you donate. We've seen, and I always say that you will always know who your true friend is in times of trouble. And let's talk about your association.
Our association was formed about, I think, 18 months ago.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It just started, there were a few problems.
And what
in
is
the
it
Indian
called?
Association of Indian Community in Zambia.
Okay, yeah.
There were a few problems the communities were facing, so we got together, a few of us, and we decided to create the association. It quickly happened. We registered ourselves. We got some offices on Lubu Road. Once we did all that, we got established. We registered ourselves legally with the government as well. And then we were saying, okay, we will embark on other projects as well. Like, for example, donations and feeding the poor, this, that, blah, blah, whatever we do. But we were still getting established. We were not 100% yet. We wanted to get online on Facebook and this and that. And then suddenly COVID came in.
Yeah.
Now, before even one case was registered here, we were thinking in the terms of how are we going to come assist if it comes. And then we got one case reported and immediately we swung into action. What happened was somehow, through one of the doctors who I knew, they brought a team of health workers that, look, there's a couple who traveled from France, and they are of Indian origin, and we need to go to their place, but we feel a bit, so would you take us there? Would you help? Because you're a known community member. I said, fine, no problem. So anyway, like that, I started working with them, and we started going to places, and then I spoke to our chairman, and I said, Chairman, we need to get into this, and we agreed, and then we started going into different areas, and our chairman is very, very hardworking, and he doesn't like to be open up or, you know, in the limelight. He says, no, you carry on the work. And we kicked off from there, from day one. Our Ministry of Health were facing some challenges. We started helping them in terms of transport, and as we have dedicated 4 of our buses as AICZ since the first week it started. We help in a lot of the things we don't even say on TV or something. There's a lot of things we do. We don't advertise everything, obviously. So slowly we got there, and then our cardinal point was on medical issue, how are we going to do this? And we started ordering swabs, but unfortunately, you know, the flights were all gone and nobody was coming here, and Ethiopian Airlines was inundated with the whole Africa, and that was the only flights who were helping us. And even the stocks in China were running low, but look, our team worked very, very hard. We've got a professor on our team, and he's of Indian origin. the private hospital, Victoria Hospital, we got them on board to assist us in procuring things because we were not experts on medical things. So we've got certain people like there's Mr. Janesh from Victoria Hospital.
Yeah.
He's excellent. He's a good, vibrant young man, and he's always at it, and he's very energetic. And we thought that no, we need certain people to make sure that they're on board.
Yeah.
And we didn't go too many people. We went a few people. We thought we want to get the work done. We just don't want words.
Yeah.
And work started getting done. Then we started working on projects. We passed the word around. The Indian community came forward and they said, we've got houses here, we've got this here, we've got that there. We thought of certain options and we got the courtyard. Then we got the new what
warehouse.
We handed over yesterday, the warehouse. And today I received a phone call. I'm supposed to go and see another facility.
Okay.
So our idea as an association is that if we have facilities in different areas, like for example, we've got the Chinika area, right, covered, courtyard covered, right? Levy is there already. We've already furnished Levy quite a bit, that, huh? Because it's a new hospital. They had 800 beds, but they didn't have anything else with it, so we helped them.
Yeah.
We're helping that side as well, Levy. We're helping UTH, the COVID center area. So our idea is, in case it happens, God forbid, but in case it happens,
we should be ready.
We should be ready in different areas so that even our health workers are well looked after, and our police officers also. Remember, they are as much in the front line. The categories of people out there. Don't forget them.
Yeah, it's the medical.
The health workers, right there, but right beside them is the police.
True.
And the media. I mean, look at the media, the wonderful work the media is doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
we keep informing the nation.
Exactly, they're everywhere, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So these three bodies out there, right, are doing a commendable job. They should be saluted. They are true patriots. These three categories of people. The police are out there, and look at, today if I die of COVID in my house, and if the health workers come, who will they be escorted by?
The police.
Thank you.
Plus the media.
Thank you.
So I know we don't have a lot of time, but if you were on your deathbed and you were given a second chance to live, what would you do differently?
I would be the man of God. Totally. Not the way I am right now. Definitely.
I like that. I'll be the man of God. Are you not a man of God?
Well, I'm a sinner. I'm not a perfect person. I wanted to be 100%. And I would want to.
Okay. So other than being a man of God, what else would you want to do differently?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to ask for. Because God has given me most of it. He's given me wonderful 2 families. I've got 2 wives.
Okay.
Wonderful people around me, wonderful friends, wonderful, beautiful country.
Yeah.
And beautiful people, wonderful people in that country. What more do I want? I'll die a happy man.
Wow.
As long as now I turn towards God and be clean.
So what is your truth? If I had to say Mr. Ishmael Kankara, what is that one thing that should come to mind for anyone who...
Look, it's a simple name. People have probably... Now it's gone everywhere. It's gone viral, obviously. But look, I was the same Ishmael Kankara I was when I was young, when I was born. My beginnings were very humble. My father was very down to earth, and he was a godly man as well.
Yeah.
And he never believed in materialistic world, although I'm in it. But he didn't care about the world. He cared about his future after the death.
Yeah.
And that sort of a man he was. And my mother was the same. But history evolves, doesn't it? I mean, let's hope my children become like that as well. And let's hope everybody becomes like that. But mostly as I keep saying, mostly what I try and teach people and my children and everybody, just be a good human being. Be a good human being. The people will love you, God will love you, the angels will love you, everybody else will love you.
Okay.
Yes. You can be vibrant, you can be vigorous, you can be arrogant, you can be stubborn, you can be anything, but if you're a good human being, that's it. Your ticket is written to heaven.
Yeah, everything else just sums up. Wow, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I mean, you have really pushed me to be that good person. I hope I am a good person in your eyes, but...
Well, look, the fight we are in, the war His Excellency has declared.
Yeah.
And you must understand one thing. His Excellency has declared a war on a virus which is totally silent and unseen. Okay. Through his ministry, he's teaching us everything. Because he's not just coming out from his head, he's expert advice. We've got professors in Zambia, medical professors. We've got CDC who has come from America, they're always here. We've got WHO, World Health Organization. They've got experts, and I know our government are interacting with them, and they're getting all this information, and they're working together. So the advice His Excellency, through his ministry and himself many times, is giving us is golden advice. We need to take it on. We need to take it up.
Yeah.
Now, he has declared war. Whether I'm a believer of my president, or whether I'm a political party believer in the PF government, or whichever political party, with whatever structure I'm in, whatever race I'm in, whatever religion I'm in, even I don't believe in the government, I should be on that platform.
Yeah.
Because it's our war. You see?
We have to fight it together.
Exactly. I've been giving examples, like, for example, if America goes to war, there are two most important parties in America. If the Republicans are ruling that country, the Democrat soldiers will not say, if the Democrats are in, even the Republicans won't say no.
Yeah.
They will be in that war. They'll pick up their gun, their ammunition, their arms, everything, and they'll go in the war. But when the time for voting comes, they will vote for the respective parties.
Exactly.
But when the calamity like this comes, they will be on one platform. And this is what I've been advocating from day one. I'm sure you've heard me.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm still advocating. This is our war together, and we need to fight it together. Whether you are an Indian or the so-called Mwenye, whether you are white, whether you are Chinese, whether you are black, whether you are Tonga, whether you are a Lozi, whether you are a Bemba, whether you are a Ngoni or a Senga.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We need to be on one platform, and let's fight it together. And if we do it together with a good heart, with clear intentions, very, very important, good intentions, then we shall win.
Thank you very much. That is a powerful message you've given out to us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I've been talking to Mr. Ishmael Kankara, the proprietor of Capital Buses, or commonly known as Flash Buses. This has been Mwangala Chakalashi Santos. Join me for another exciting episode.